everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Y'all see I'm on 10 already this morning because I have been excited and waiting to join you this morning for day 8 of the Proverbs 31 Woman. So we're doing a 31-day series. Of course, we started with Coach P. Angela Jones. Y'all know she brought it and brought it hard. And so she is on voice rest for 3 days. And so that means that you got to see me yesterday, you'll see me today, and you'll see me tomorrow. But hopefully all is well and she will be back on Saturday. Because of course we are doing 31 days straight. So the entire month of December, you will see us here having this conversation about the Proverbs 31 woman. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in. Let me see what I can do here. I'm going to turn down this volume, or maybe I'll just put it on off so we can go ahead and get started here. Let me see. I'll turn it down a little bit. I kind of like the vibe. Panther got me started, so I like the vibe thing. Just going to turn it down, right? Yes, come on in, come on in. Hopefully this is not your first day with us, but if so, my name is Angela A. Love Lewis. I am the founder, visionary of I Am a Woman Empowered, which is the group where we bring women together to help them, to become empowered, to see themselves how God sees them, right? To be empowered mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, in your business, in your relationships. We want you to be empowered wherever you go. And it was such a good thing for me, I believe, to have the opportunity to come on here and really to put out this Proverbs 31 series, because I feel like going into 2023, we need to have something in our arsenal, right? You need to have a tool on your tool belt. You need to position yourself so that you can end this year strong, go into 2023, kick the door down, right? Because I believe somebody, I think it was Regina yesterday, said, we are here to dominate, baby. And so when you dominate, you don't show up, kind of laid back and quiet. You're bodacious. You have the audacity to understand who you are. You go forth and you're great. Right? You don't apologize for being magnificent. You don't apologize for being a masterpiece, because that's who God created you to be. See, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. And as we go into Proverbs 31, King Lemuel's mother was letting him know that's the kind of woman you're looking for, right? So let me go over here and look at the comments really quickly, because I want to say good morning, P. Angela Jones. Good morning, Sandra. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Yes, thanks, P. Angela, for the red lips, honey. I wanted to be bold this morning, right? So I came on in. Somebody says, yes, armed and ready. I'm telling y'all, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. It is an awesome opportunity, right? So I'm going to recap a little bit just so I can get you up to where we are, because Piangela set the foundation, y'all. Go back, because those recordings are in the group. Go back. It's day 1 was December the 1st. So again, we're here the entire month. So even on the weekends, even Saturday morning, Sunday morning, get on up and join us here, because we are going to be having this conversation, right? And the conversation is to position you to see yourself. I want to challenge you to see yourself how God sees you, right? See yourself as a wonderful creation from God. Because when we went in and looked, Piangela was telling us that, a virtuous woman, that's what we're talking about, being virtuous. But what does that mean? A lot of times people read the Bible and they're just like, you hear about the Proverbs 31 woman and you're just like, that can't be just one woman. Nobody is able to do all those things. But guess what? I read verse. Good morning, Joy. Good morning. I read verse. So let me pull it up here, because we started yesterday. Actually, Piangela kicked it off the day before. But in verse 11, it says that her husband has full confidence in her and likes nothing of value. So I'm going to stay there for a minute, because Piangela kind of brought to our attention that a lot of people don't like to, especially single women, tap into Proverbs 31 because they feel that, oh, it's talking about a wife. Well, guess what, ladies? We are all wives. Whether you're married, whether you're single, you are still a bride because you're a bride. God is your first husband. And Piangela, if you can put that verse in the chat for me, so the verse that is the anchor for that, so you understand, you can go back and reread it. But God is our first husband, and so when you, good morning, Deborah. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. When you start thinking about that, a lot of times, y'all know it says that when you're single, that's when you should be dedicating your time and your energy to serving God, to pleasing Him, to doing the things that He has called you to do, right? Well, if you think about it, they say that married women cater to their husband, right? But think about it. If God says single women should be living their life, embracing Him, building their relationship with Him, embracing the win through serving and through faith and through love and through communication with God. If you do that, that's because He's your first husband. So the attention that you're not giving a man who's your earthly husband, you're giving that to God. So now it kind of makes sense, right? Now that thing is kind of coming together. And so in verse 11, when it says that her husband has full confidence in her. Oh, that means God has full confidence in us. Ladies, come on, give that thing up. God has full confidence in us. And if you want to go back and reference in Piangela, put in the chat, it's Isaiah 54:5, where he talks about us being his wife. And so to capitalize on that, if God has confidence in us, that means He has checked the box, right? So if He's checked the box and says that we are signed, sealed, and delivered and approved, who gonna check God? Who can check God? Not anybody. So if He has confidence in you, ladies, it's time for us to have confidence in ourselves. See, He's already created us fearfully and wonderfully. He's already made us unique. He's already made us one of a kind. He's already given us everything we need to accomplish every single desire that we have. Everything that it is that can manifest His goodness and His glory is already deposited in us, and He has full confidence in us. So for us to step out in anything less than confidence, we're not doing a service to ourselves, nor are we doing a service to God. But He says He finds value. So ladies, I took it a step further, right? I researched a few characteristics of what it means to be a high value woman, right? And the number one thing it started out with is she knows her worth. Come on, ladies. We have to end this year strong and go into 2023. And Reverend Pat said it's not even about just having a strong 2023. This is foundational for the rest of your life. And I want you to get it down in your spirit. I want you to let that confidence marinate so that every day you wake your eye, every day you open your eyes. You know that I deserve to be here. If God allowed me to open my eyes, that means I have purpose. That means I have a place. That means that I am destined to be here, and He has something that I need to show up for. Because see, I said yesterday, my friend Tandra always says there's blessings in the show up, but you got to show up for yourself. And you do that when you know your worth. See, nobody can intimidate you. Nobody can really even change your swag because you know who you are. You know whose you are. When you know your worth, you can show up and walk a whole different way. When you enter the room, everything stops because they know this is somebody who has a little bit of energy about herself that I know she knows who she is. She doesn't settle. Let that sink in. Y'all know for women, a lot of times we put ourselves on the back burner and we settle, right? We make it great for everybody else. But when they say you can't pour from an empty vessel, confidence is what we need to fill our vessel up with so that every time we step forward, people see us in the light in which we were created. They see the greatness. They know that you are a queen. You don't even have to open your mouth, but they recognize you and they respect you, which is number two. She loves and respects herself. I want y'all to think about that. Yeah, somebody, come on, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Yesterday, y'all was in here with me. Never, what they say, never shortchange yourself. Absolutely not. We're not shortchanging a thing this year. We're not shortchanging a thing next year. We are moving forward, honey. We are walking tall, strong, and hard. Our footsteps should be heavy because they are dripped in confidence. When I tell y'all that drip on you should be confidence, that drip on you should be knowing your self-worth, that drip on you should be self-love. Right? Because when you love yourself, that means that you are channeling the energy that God has given you because He is inside of you. He left the Holy Spirit to be your help. So when you have a helper, you show up a little different, right? Because you already know He's infused you with power. He's infused you with what it means and what you need to show up and walk in authority, to dominate, like Regina said yesterday. So let me go back because I want to look at some of these comments. Somebody said here, we have no problem showing up for others. It's not selfish to show up for ourselves first. We are then able to, and let me pull it back down because these comments are coming fast. We are then able to show up even better for others. Y'all better come on and talk in this chat today. Yes. Prosper and flourish every day. I love that. Prosper and flourish every day. And you do that when you know who you are, ladies. It's time for us to stop second guessing who we are. See, we're going into a season where God is calling us to be who He created us to be. See, we've allowed people to speak negative into us, right? They've told us sometimes, and y'all go back even to your childhood. Maybe somebody told you, well, who do you think you are? Or you need to get somewhere and sit down. Nobody's talking to you, or nobody wants to hear what you have to say. Or I don't think you can get that. Or I don't think you can do that. Or girl, he don't want you. We've heard so many things that have made us question ourselves, has made us doubt who we are. But we're about to change the game up in here now in this Proverbs 31 woman series, because if God has full confidence in me, I don't need another soul on this planet to validate who I am, because I've got the ultimate validation. That's right. God has already put His stamp of approval on me, baby. And when He did that, can't nobody do anything about it, right? Can't nobody change that. I am who I am because He created me to be so. I am who I am because He loved me so much. I am who I am because I was designed. I was designed by God. And there's nobody else like me. I need y'all to get that in your spirit. Nobody can be you. I don't care what they do. I don't care what they say. I don't care. Y'all know how you can get some people who can impersonate you, right? You know how you have sometimes they talk about the imposter syndrome, where you're looking at somebody else trying to mimic them because you see the level of success that they have, or you like the fact that they're a great mom, or you think they have a great marriage, or you're seeing them operate in business. You're just like, I want to be like her. This is a season to stop wanting to be like anybody but you. Come on. Who says say that? I see you, Tina Wynn. Good morning. Good morning. Say that. Honey, somebody says confidence gives Holy Spirit permission to use you. Baby, use that as your superpower. Confidence should have you when you go somewhere, you walk in a room, go in there knowing you deserve to be there. God is, somebody said the ultimate validation. Nobody can validate you more than God. When He puts His stamp of approval on you, ma'am, why would you second guess anything else? Why would you take what somebody else has to say? If it's not in alignment with what God says, then it's nothing else we need to talk about, right? If you don't see it on me, then you must be blind. Because guess what? God has made me amazing. He's made me fabulous. He's made me something, something to be respected and sought after, right? That's how you have to see yourself, because God created you. He created you. Ladies, embrace it. And it's not selfish. It's not selfish at all. I know sometimes we feel like you don't want to brag, and it's not even bragging. It's about having the confidence to know that as I move because He's given me authority. He's given me dominion. He's told me who I am. Oh, come on, Piangela. Piangela said, often imitated. Virtuous women cannot be duplicated. Come on, y'all. I love it. 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 You have your own blueprint. Walk in your design. Y'all better talk in this chat. I want y'all, because these comments, let it encourage you. And then you go into the Bible and you read and you study every single day until you know without a shadow of a doubt that you are that girl, right? You are. Somebody loves you. Somebody is looking at you and they're admiring you and you second guessing yourself. It's time out for that. So the first one, she knows her worth. That's a high value woman. Number two, she loves and respects herself. She feels good in the skin that she's in. See, ladies, you know, we look at ourselves and we are our worst critic, right? You look in the mirror and you say, oh my God, I got bags under my eyes, or, you know, let me do something about this chin, or, oh, girl, I'm just gaining this weight. I need to lose weight. You look at yourself and you criticize yourself, but guess what? Feel good in the skin that you're in. Embrace yourself, ladies, because you're wonderfully flawed. Nobody's perfect. And there may be things that you want to change, but I want you to start doing that. Like Sparkle says, do that mirror work. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Encourage the woman in the mirror until who you are inside will represent who you want to be outside. Build your inner person. Get that femininity and let it just kind of be like oil all throughout your body, and recognize that you should feel good in the skin that you're in. Yes, Deborah, walking, dropping blessings. Yes, I'm telling you, when you get in alignment with who God says you are, and you, when I move, He moves just like that. We have to get it in our spirit, y'all, to see ourselves how He sees us. But number three, a high value woman, she's kind and she's compassionate. See, when I talk about confidence, sometimes people will start thinking, well, you know, you think you're more than everybody else. It's not even about that. It has nothing to do with anybody else, actually. How I move has nothing to do with anybody else. How I see myself has nothing to do with anybody else, right? Come on, let me see who. Somebody put 2 Timothy 2:15, study to show yourself approved unto God, a workman that needeth to not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. You got to know when God said who you are, He didn't make a mistake, right? Somebody says we are His perfectly imperfect daughters. Fall in love with your incredible self today. Oh, let that be the mantra for today. Fall in love with your incredible self today. Yes, you are incredible. But because you're so incredible, you can be gracious enough to be kind and compassionate to others. Because see, sometimes people won't get you. And guess what? That's okay. The right people will get you. And if they're not the people who are around you now, then maybe you need to change your circle. And it's okay. Some people you have to love from a long-handled spoon. And it's okay. So you have a compassion for them because they can't see you how God sees you. But that's not your fault. That's not a you problem. That's a them problem, right? That's not a you problem. That's a them problem. If they can't see the greatness on you, then y'all know Jesus, when they didn't receive Him, He shook the dust off His feet. You hear me? And He kept on moving because that wasn't His people. See, if people don't recognize who you are, you don't have to dog them. You don't have to cuss them out. You don't have to be mean and mistreat them. You just shake the dust off your feet. Treat them with kindness and compassion because they don't validate you. You don't have to get your worth in them. I want you to, and let me see, confidence and humility must walk together. We're not better than others. We are favored by God. Yes, we're favored by God. And because we can be gracious enough to show somebody else kindness who may not be where we are. Pray for your sisters who may not understand that they are fearfully and wonderfully made. Maybe they're in a period where it hasn't dawned on them yet. But guess what? Pray for them that God can reveal the greatness to them. Good morning, Ray. Hey, good to see you. I want y'all to understand how you move and how you walk. God has already ordered your footsteps. So you got to start stepping into him. And like I said earlier, your footsteps should be heavy, right? Because people try to follow you and try to be like you, but they cannot. So you got to walk heavy because you are making a statement of whose child you are. You are making a statement that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, but you also show up with kindness. You also, yes, mentor other sisters. Because somebody needs to see how you move so that it hopefully can be an inspiration for them to say that, you know what, if she can do it, I can do it too. See, women, we're resilient and we go through things, but I'm going to tell you that God created you for the bounce back, baby. The bounce back. I don't care how down you get. I don't care how depressed you've been. I don't care how much anxiety has been in your life. God created you to bounce back. See, we're resilient. We're resilient, ladies. And when you see another sister who's not walking in her truth, who's not walking in who she was called to be, pray for her. And if you can talk to her, talk to her. Speak life into her until she can start speaking life into herself. Because sometimes life beats us down, but we're not meant to stay down. Oh no, we are not meant to stay down. We got that bounce back. Yes, the bounce back. PM said the best way to walk in kindness is to pay it forward what didn't happen to and for you. It's a slap in the enemy's face and a win for the kingdom. Right. See, kill them with kindness. Kill them with kindness. See, they can't retaliate. They can't do anything with it. See, sometimes you have to disarm people by gut punching them with kindness because they're not expecting it. See, the world expects you to get low down and dirty. But see, the kingdom doesn't operate like that. See, when people talk about you, guess what? Show them compassion because they don't know. They talked about Jesus. So who are we to feel like nobody can talk about us? And it's okay. Be talked about. Kill them with kindness and compassion and let them know that you are a high-valued woman. I really don't even have time to drop down and be mediocre and entertain that foolishness. That's not who God created me to be. See, I'm a high-valued female. So I'm going to kill you with kindness. God can always outdo what I'm going to do in my natural, right? So I'm going to elevate and be that high-valued woman. Number 4, she is committed to learning and growth. Empowered women have a growth mindset because you are out here embracing the things that God has given you, using your mind to acquire knowledge and get understanding. See, the Bible says in Proverbs, in all you're getting, get understanding. You want to be a woman who has a growth mindset because our minds, when God created the mind of a woman, and don't let me stop there, the mind of a man. When he created us, our minds are so magnificent and phenomenal and has the ability to do so many things. And we only utilize a small percentage of what we're able to do. It's time to start tapping in to some of those skill sets. It's time to start tapping in to the capacity of your brains. Stay in learning mode, ladies. See, the Proverbs 31 woman, as we get further into that, you're going to see she was buying real estate. She was out here going and bringing food from afar. She was taking care of her people. She was out here doing things. That means she didn't stay stagnant. She didn't just stay where she was at. She kept growing and moving and learning. She kept reinventing herself. She didn't just say, oh, this is me and this is all I'm ever going to be. Oh, no, that's too small for a virtuous woman. I'm ever evolving. I'm always going to be learning something different. I'm always going to show up better. I'm always going to show up stronger. I'm always going to have something that's going to help me to get to the next level. Because for each level, you have to come better. You have to come stronger. There's more knowledge that you need to acquire. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. The things that you don't know, guess what? It's okay. Because your mind has the capacity to learn. Yes, when we all bring our uniqueness together, it makes greatness come out. I'm telling you, get around people. The Bible says iron sharpens iron, right? So that means that you got to get around people who challenge you. See, if you're the smartest one in your group, then it's not to say that you leave the group, but you also find people who can sharpen you, who make you want to step up another notch, who make you want to be a little better, who make you want to study a little more, to find out things that can help you learn your craft, to become an expert in your field, to help you become an expert at what you do so your communication is on point. So you want to be knowledgeable about the things that you talk about. And it requires you, and we're in the information period, y'all. There's no reason for us to not know. This right here is a mini computer, but it's nothing compared to this right here. So you got to understand, we got to speak to ourselves and start saying there's nothing that I can't learn. There's nothing that I can't do. God created me with everything I need. And if he put the information in front of me, I can absorb it so that I can go forth and execute it. Number 5, a high-valued woman is self-aware. I love that. She's self-aware. See, P. Angela said earlier that we have power, the power to shipwreck, baby. Y'all know how hard, y'all know how much power that is to wreck a ship? We have so much power, ladies, we sometimes don't even know what to do with it. But when you become self-aware, you understand the power that you have. Somebody says, if you're not growing, you're dying. Right. When things get stagnant, they die. We got the growth mindset. But I'm going to go back to being self-aware. Self-awareness lets you know about your power. That means that you got the power to go and tear somebody down, but you don't. See, foolish women do that. An empowered Proverbs 31 woman knows the power of her words. She knows she can go and tear anything down, but she doesn't. She harnesses that power and she uses it to uplift and bring value. That's why her husband has confidence in her, because he knows that she's going to use her power wisely. She's aware of how she does things. She's aware of who she is, and she allows it to make her better. Because see, you don't tear somebody else down to try and make yourself be bigger and better. That's not how the kingdom operates. You uplift people. You encourage them. You inspire them. You motivate them. You are self-aware enough to know that who you are can make it or break it. Trust and believe that. It's people walking around sometimes and you think they may not even remember you, but they do. I think Maya Angelou said, people may not remember what you said or and I don't remember, y'all, what the actual thing is, but they remember how you make them feel. That's being self-aware of your power, because you can change how you make people feel. And then the last one I'm going to talk about today, because I got one more minute. High value women are grounded in maturity. They don't play games, baby. We're not out here doing manipulation. We're not out here trying to make people do things. We are mature. See, sometimes you have to understand that. Stop taking things for face value. Look below the surface. See, when you're mature, you know that there's a little bit more to the story. I want y'all to absorb these 6 things. I'll put in the group later, but I want y'all to take heart into it, because this is the time, ladies. This is our season. This is where God has us going. He wants us to be that woman. He wants you to know that he has confidence in you. Now you got to have confidence in yourself to walk it out. Start letting your mindset and how you move get in alignment, right? Your mind and your movements should be in alignment. Walk in confidence, knowing that God has confidence in you. And when you start doing that, miracles happen. Oh, things start just occurring in your life. Favor starts showing up. Blessings are possible. Start looking for miracles, because he's already put you in alignment to receive it. You just got to walk forth and get it. Ladies, This is our season, and our season never has to stop. If you stay connected to God, your season can be ongoing. Walk in it, expect it, anticipate it, and know that you are God's daughter. You are an empowered woman. Walk out being empowered. Y'all, this is it. I went over a minute, but listen, I want y'all to take today and run with it. Somebody said earlier, run with who you are and let people see that you are God's child. You are nothing to be played with, right? I want y'all to have an amazing day. Meet us back here tomorrow morning. It will be day 9. Meet us at 7 a.m. Share this group with somebody else. Share this group with somebody else so they can come in. And let me get this one last thing, y'all. God wants us to know who we are and know our worth and stop settling for nothing less. Come on, get that in your spirit. We're not settling for anything less than God's best. Y'all have an amazing, amazing, amazing day. Love you.